Hello and welcome back to
Hello.
Strongman High's Dash. Life is a mishmash. Today we have a very special guest. We have Claire Vize-Cowper joining the show. Welcome, Claire.
Hello.
Nice to have you on, mate. So, do you want to give everyone a brief elevator pitch introduction to who you are, what you're all about, that type of jazz?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously do Strongwoman. I wouldn't be on here otherwise. I'm in my 10th year of competing, so I'm old. I'm 47, old and grumpy. Started competing in my late 30s, so I've been around ages. Did absolutely jack shit in COVID, so took a complete year off. So 9 years actually literally did nothing. Everyone's like there with their like lockdown jerk blocks on the bins, everything else. I was like, nah, I'm not doing anything.
Fuck that.
So I'm lazy as well. So yeah, been doing this for about 10 years, kind of very much don't take it very seriously. Few people have seen me about. I've done Natty England a few times. I've done British Masters with when it was run by 100 CA. But actually I've wound it back a bit this year. I've got a couple of open comps coming up, but just I'm in it for a laugh. I just like moving heavy shit about and just training really.
Hell yeah. Absolutely love that. 10 years as well competing is insane. That's fucking class. We love.
First year was powerlifting as well, so I did both side by side for a little while. But I'll be honest, powerlifting it's a bit boring.
So many people say this on
That's
this
bit,
podcast.
but it's a lot boring.
I feel really bad because like, yeah, we don't have anything against powerlifters. It's just a bit boring compared to strongmen, unfortunately.
People are bloody brilliant. They're lovely, lovely people. But oh my god, the sport is dull. And the competitions go on for. I mean, I did All England's 2017, and it was 12, 13 hours start to finish comp.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I just kind of wanted to die by the end of the day.
Like, over this.
It was like, this is not for me. That was the last comp I did.
Absolutely fair. Yeah, absolutely fair. What was your first competition in Strongwoman then?
First Strongman comp was at a gym called PTS in Northampton, which is quite near to me, which I think was also where I think Donna Moore might have done one of her first comps. I think Jenny Todd may have done one of her first comps there. Sadly, the gym's no longer open. It shut down about a year ago. But yeah, so it was, I just signed up for it because I'd always like done the typical watch Strongman on telly. Seen World's Strongest Woman on TV once, years ago, and I was just like, oh my God, this is epic. This is like what I want to do. I started strength training at a local gym, and then somebody was like, why don't you go to the Strongman comp? It's like half the prize money goes to charity. And I was like, oh yeah, whatever, sign me up, it's free t-shirt. Zero, like 3 out of the 5 events, and I had the time of my life.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I love this. It's great.
Hell yeah. I absolutely love that. I love that it came from watching World's Strongest Woman on TV as well. Like, that must have been time ago, that. Like, because it hasn't been on
it must
TV
have
for
been,
ages.
I reckon it would have been like late 90s, early 2000s, because it was, I want to say it was like Jill somebody, and I can never remember her name. I can never remember her surname. American lady.
Is it Jill Mills?
It might be, yeah. It might be Jill Mills. It was her, and there was like a Scandinavian woman and a couple of others, and I can't remember who they were, but I was just like watching them, I was like, oh my God, this looks brilliant. This looks like so much fun.
Yeah, I'm terrible with my history. My history on Strongwoman is absolutely atrocious. So before everyone goes absolutely mad, I'm pre-apologising. My brain's not got enough room in it to remember everything.
Yeah, my memory's like a sieve on like people's names and stuff just go out of my head.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you. We were literally having this conversation the other day in the gym about when World's Strongest Woman will actually come back on and be on the TV, because like nowadays you've got like Rogue, yeah, it was so cool back then. You've got like Rogue, you've got Arnold now that are doing it. Like, it's surely World's Strongest Man are thinking like, maybe we should do this.
Yeah. Yeah, Giants Live are starting to like dip their toe in the water with showing a little bit here and there and stuff. And it just takes somebody bold enough to just dive in and just show it and see what happens.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
people
Because
want
I
to
feel
watch
like,
it. The audience is there, but
yeah,
I don't think anybody's really bold enough to just say jump in with both feet and go, let's just show it, see what happens.
100%. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think someone just needs to take the leap, don't they? If I had enough
Yeah.
money and time, I would fucking do
Oh,
it, mate.
same. Yeah. Be
It's like
global.
it's definitely got a audience there waiting
Yeah.
for it. It's just we need someone to back it and do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
It
hopefully,
would be so cool to see like World's Strongest Woman being run alongside the men's comp. Like same
yeah,
events, televised at the same time. I know like everybody knows the results 6 months before it's shown on over Christmas, but still it would just be so cool to see it being shown in that sort of, platform. Be brilliant.
yeah, 100%. I totally agree. I think it would just be an awesome thing to bring back. But
Yeah.
you never know. You never know. There might be someone listening to this podcast who goes,
Yeah.
"Do you know what? I'll do
Yeah.
it."
TV producers out there, get on it. Come on.
Hopefully, anyway, yeah. Oh, what an amazing story then. Wow. So, what was like? Because I feel like 10 years ago, getting into strongwoman and strength training was like loads of barriers to that. How did you find getting into it?
Um, There were and there weren't. I was lucky enough to start training in a gym that was really welcoming to women. The guy that ran it, who was really close, is actually and has always been a really close friend of mine. I've known him since we were kids. I'm sure at some point when this goes out, he will leave a comment to say, "Claire used to babysit me." I did used to babysit him. He looks older than me. End of story. He says it's like his introduction point if we're ever together. "Claire used to babysit me. She's actually older."
Amazing.
um, So yeah, he owned the gym and I just started going there, just started doing a bit of circuits training. There were a few people doing like Olympic lifting, powerlifting and stuff, and they had a bit of strongman kit. And I just kind of just got involved really and just started enjoying it. So it didn't feel to me like there was much of a barrier because I was in an environment where there wasn't a barrier.
Yeah,
I think if I'd have started in like a commercial gym, like Pure Gym or Anytime Fitness or something like that, and not to specifically call them out, but I think they're probably an environment where strong woman is not a natural step to a gym newbie.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was in an environment where it wasn't unusual for women to be chucking a big amount of weight around or, doing that kind of stuff. Um, but actually the comp was really well attended. They ran sort of 2 or 3 different novice classes. Like I think they might have been weight categories, I can't remember. Like 2 different women's novice weight categories and stuff. And they were really well-filled comps. So there
yeah,
were quite a few of us. I mean, I've done comps where I won by default because I was the only person that turned up. Um, I've ended up on the podium because there were 2 of us.
yeah.
But actually they were really well attended. I mean, little claim to fame, I competed against Annabelle Chapman. I think it might
Hell
have
yeah.
been her first comp and it was my last novice. And I was just like, holy shit, she's strong. And yeah, just saying that what she's achieved now. Um, but yeah, so that comp is like a little gym in an industrial estate in Northampton has actually, you know, been a launch pad for some really cool athletes as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I guess I didn't feel like there were really any barriers to entry. But then you know, previously, like I've been involved with motorsport and stuff, and again, that's historically a very male-dominated field. So I think for me, I just kind of don't. It's not that I don't see that there's a barrier. I don't really care that there's a barrier.
yeah,
Like I'm a
yeah,
bit of a blunt
100%.
instrument. I'm like, if you're gonna shut a door, I'm just going through it anyway.
I'm gonna be kicking it down, mate.
Yeah. It's like you want to put a barrier, that's fine. I'll flatten it. Um,
Hell yeah.
so so yeah, I can see why there are barriers for some people to want to get into the sport, and I think especially if people are conscious about things like their body weight, how they look, getting visible muscles, all that stuff. For a lot of women, that is a thing because society kind of tells us we've got to be, small and look a certain way and be delicate. And for me, I was already starting off at similar weight to what I am now, so I was like, well, that's kind of not even a consideration because I'm already not delicate and small. So I'm
Yeah.
already a bit of a unit. It doesn't really matter if I get any bigger.
Yeah, actually, I just want to be bigger. I want to
Yeah,
be
I was
bigger and
like,
stronger. Fuck it.
I just want to be. I started off because of my health. I was a heavy smoker. Gave up smoking. I was like, I want to get healthier. I want to actually feel like I'm doing something really positive for my body, because I hadn't really done a massive amount of any kind of formal exercise up until that point. I dipped in
Yeah,
and out. I've done a couple of like long distance swim events, run a half marathon, like charity stuff, but I've never done any consistent exercise. So this was like, I'm gonna start going to the gym regularly and look after my health, give up smoking, and start just like trying to get fit.
yeah,
Um, Intention initially was probably to try and lose a bit of weight, and then just started picking up barbells and went, yeah, this is something I found that I like. I'll carry on doing it.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
it's
love
fun.
that. Yeah, it's a class journey that as well, and I think it happens to a lot of women, doesn't it? That you go into the gym and you want to like originally go in to usually lose weight. I know I did, like that's how I started, and now a lot of us started, and then you start getting stronger, and you're like, actually, fuck that,
Yeah.
I'm not losing this weight. It's useful.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a point, so I was pretty hefty to start with. I think I was about 92 kilos. I'm currently 95, but I'm down from 108. So, I wasn't small in the first place. I was already pretty sturdily built. There was probably an intention of thinking, I'd like to be a bit less wobbly than I am and have some muscle. But it was definitely not going in with an intention to go, actually, I want to get as strong as I physically can and start doing Strongwoman. It was just, let's start taking care of myself a bit more. And then it very quickly morphed into, I just like picking heavy stuff up.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, kind of spiraled from there into a 10-year hobby that still is ongoing. So,
I love that. Absolutely love that. And I think as well, I don't know whether you're going to say it in your, actually, no, we'll save that for later on because I'm going to let me write some questions down because I've got some questions for you. But anyway, let's get into our first official question of the podcast though.
okay.
So what has been your strong woman high?
There've been so many, I think, along the way. It's really hard to pinpoint one, but I think overall for me, it's the people that I've met along the way. Like, I've
Yeah.
met so many interesting characters. Some of them I've met once, I'll probably never see again. Others I've become friends with. But it's just like there are so many really good people in the sport, in strength sports in general. There are so many really cool people that it's just great getting it. And that's one thing I love about competing and why I compete, because I just kind of enjoy that whole day. Everybody's in it together, having a bit of a laugh. Um, and it's so supportive.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love that. I love it when the community gets brought up, especially for someone who's been in the sport for so long too. To be
Mm.
like, yeah, this is one of my highs is the
Oh,
community.
yeah.
It's just
Uh,
absolutely awesome.
yeah,
Have you
it's
got any other
definitely.
highs?
Um, I'm trying. I think for me, one of the highs is probably. It's really hard to put like a word on it. It's like a sense of self. Somebody once said it's unfuckwithable, and I kind of get what they mean. Like there's there's part of it that I think is me just getting older, and everybody's like, "Oh, wait till you get your 40s, wait till you get your 50s, you stop giving a shit about anything." And I was like, "No, no, no." And I was like, "No, I get what they mean now." I'm just like, whatever. Um, but there is a sense of something that comes with knowing that you could pick a person up and throw them if you wanted to. That gives
Yeah,
you a level of confidence that maybe you shouldn't have when you're walking down the street. But there is a sense of like, I don't give a shit anymore.
yeah,
Like it's a mental thing. It's about my body. I say I'm not a small person. I'm not hung up on what my body looks like anymore. I used to be very hung up on how it looks and if there was a wobbly bit and everything else. Now I'm just like, I'll rock a bikini on holiday walking down the beach. I was out doing stuff on the driveway, chopping up bits of wood yesterday, wearing shorts and a bikini top. Like, on a good day I'm a size 16.
yeah,
And I'm just like, you know what? I don't care what my body looks like anymore. Like, what it can do is so exciting. What it looks like is just irrelevant.
yeah,
So, like, for me, that's a big high, is that mental shift of how I see my body. And, like, I think it's a quote, but I can't remember who the hell it's from. And again, memory problems. Like your body's an instrument, not an ornament. And I just think that's
Yeah.
so true. It's like what your body can do is so much more interesting than how it looks.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you with that. How did you come to that? Like how long has it taken, and was there any like specific
It's
moment
taken the
or
full 10 years, and it's an ongoing process. It will never
yeah.
stop. And I don't think there is ever a switch that, I mean, maybe for some people there is. I don't think there's ever something that gets completely switched off, because absolutely there are days where I'm like, oh shit, my jeans are tight, or I'm sitting down and something's overhanging my belt and it doesn't look nice because my top's too tight. Or, there are days where I'm like, ooh, maybe if I was a little bit smaller, it'd look better. But those days are few and far between now. Whereas perhaps if I look back to when I was like late 20s, early 30s, those days were most days.
Yeah.
Now, those days might just be, for me, it's like if it's very rare that if I have to go to anything quite formal and I'm like, great, now I'm trussed up in clothes that were not designed to fit a body. There's this shape. Like
Yeah.
women's suit jackets don't do lats.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So I'm just like, and that's when I suddenly kind of go, oh yeah, crap. And it's very easy to suddenly go, well, maybe I should be a bit smaller. But it's ongoing. I don't think there was ever an epiphany of realizing that I felt like that, but it's been just little bits. And I think I'm very conscious of what social media I consume.
Right.
So I try to actively not follow any accounts that are promoting like thinness, certain beauty standards, the whole like gym influencer culture. I prefer to follow people whose message is around things that I believe in, around your body being, capable and being able to do things rather than how it actually looks. So I think
Yeah.
there's an element of like what I call social media brainwashing, which isn't a bad thing, because if you actively choose to consume stuff that's very positive, that does rub off on you. It does have an influence on you. You don't have to consume stuff that is trying to fit you to a certain mold.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And I think it's such an important point as well. Like social media for me, I hate it so much at the moment. I really do. And I notice how my mood is affected by what I am seeing on
Oh
there. And
God, yeah,
it's so easy, isn't it, to fall into a hole of like, you feel a bit bad about yourself. And then you go on there and you just start watching reels. And it's almost like it picks up on it. And it's like,
yeah.
oh, you're feeling a bit bad. We're going to show
Yeah,
you
you feel a bit
terrible reels.
crap. I'm going to show you
It's going to make
something
you
that makes you
worse.
even worse. Yeah,
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 and you
yeah.
just
Had a bad
can't
day in the
stop, can
gym.
you?
Here's somebody that you're going to compete against next week, pulling 200 for reps. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it knows and it can use it
Yeah,
against you, and it's fucked, isn't it? And the amount of
yeah,
times I've recently, like in the last week or so, caught myself and gone, just turn off your phone. Just
yeah,
literally, or my phone's ran out of battery, and I've suddenly realised how much nicer my life is, and I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
this is fucking great.
Yeah, yeah, it's got a lot to answer for. In social media, I've got a love-hate relationship with it. It's great. It's connected me with people all over the world that I will probably never meet, but have turned into like those sort of supportive strangers that we cheer each other on when we hit a PB or stuff like that. But also, yeah, it's really easy to get like caught in that doom scrolling trap.
100%, yeah.
Yeah,
And I do think the body image stuff as well. It's so like there's a thing now like that thin talk, and I know like
yeah,
I've seen there was a video not long ago that someone had posted where there was a woman saying like women who are over 115 pounds or something should have no attitude and be focusing their attitude on the gym or something like that. And I saw loads of
yeah,
people responding to it, and I was just like, oh my god, like the more we give this a voice, the worse it gets. Like
yeah,
because we're just bringing attention to that, or like that someone in Strongman had posted the other day about how like strong women or strongman bodies should look athletic and look a certain way. And again, like you're like, why? Like I didn't respond to it because I just thought I don't want to give that person any more like
yeah.
visibility than they
I'm the
already
same. I
have.
think even by disagreeing with it, you're still giving it attention. Like the amount of people that shared. I saw that same on that. You should focus your attitude on cardio if you're way over a certain amount. And I just thought all the people that were sharing it, even though they were disagreeing with it, all you're doing is giving that person a bigger platform. Like the
Yeah,
best thing you can
exactly.
do for people like that is completely ignore it, because can you imagine their reaction if they had had no comments, no likes? They'd just shout
Yeah.
into the void. It's like, yeah, go and
Yeah.
argue negatively with yourself about it.
And I think this is the weird thing that social media has created for us, though, hasn't it? Because it's created this space where, like, it's making us constantly engage with stuff that, say, we don't like and we don't agree
Yeah,
with, but then it's giving us all that content all of the time because it's getting engaged with,
yeah,
and it's all focused on engagement. So if you just don't engage, it can't go anywhere.
yeah,
And like my thinking now is like, if I see stuff that I don't like, I'll actively not engage with it. I'll actively scroll past or ignore it, and then think, how could I make content that works against that, that
yeah,
isn't that way inclined, but works to fit my like morals and how I feel about that situation without making it like a detrimental situation, just like
yeah,
whether
that,
that's body positivity or whatever, like make your content so it fights against it, but almost silently.
yeah, I think it's the best way forward, though. So like I say, everything thrives on engagement now. The more clicks, the more likes, the more even negative comments people get. And you see it where people like post something and you get loads of people piling on and they're like, yeah, this is doing great for my engagement because I'm getting paid for every comment that's made on here. And I'm just like, bloody hell. You say
Yeah.
the best thing you can do if you disagree with the message is to just ignore it and, like, say, post your own content that counteracts what's being said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so difficult, isn't it? I
It
fucking
is really
hate
hard.
social media, but throw it in
Yeah,
the bin. Like,
I would hate to be young now.
oh, honestly,
Like,
it must be awful
yeah,
nowadays. Awful.
yeah, it must be so difficult.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it. Like, I hate it now, and I'm a grown adult with a fully formed frontal cortex. Even though sometimes that is up for debate, but it's still, it's very
Yeah,
difficult.
you'll sound hurt towards 50 and I'm not sure mine's fully formed yet.
It might have been fully formed at one point, but it's already on the decline.
Yeah, I've dropped a little dumbbell on my head once too many times for mine to be working anymore. It's just like, no,
Oh yeah.
nothing's spinning around in there anymore.
Nah, I took that 90-kilo barbell to the head the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, that hurt."
Ow.
But there wasn't many brain cells left in there to to destroy
Oh,
anyway. So, oh well.
fair enough.
Oh, amazing. Well, I love that. I love that your highs with the community, and I love that it was that. I like that feeling of like unfuckable witness. I love, absolutely love that. And I totally agree because I feel like I'm exactly the same. Like the community and that feeling. Like I always say to people, I used to be the sort of person that maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, if someone shouted at me in like any circumstance, I would cry, instantly get upset with myself, like really struggle to stand up for myself. Whereas now, like someone questions me or like shouts at me or tries to assert dominance on me, and I'm like, the fuck are you?
Yeah,
What the fuck? Like, and
I'm the same. I'm just like, don't even start. Don't go
yeah.
there.
And I fully relate that to training. I fully relate that to being stronger. I think the only reason I feel differently about myself and mentally is because I know my body's capable. I know I'm capable
Yeah.
of looking after myself. I'm strong as fuck, like, and I'm just not going to let anybody's opinions bother me. And you're constantly making yourself uncomfortable by training. So
I think
when you're
there's a
then
lot
in
to be
those,
said there.
yeah,
Like when
it's,
you're pushing up against your comfort zone the whole time and you're pushing yourself to your limit and you'll say, doing deadlifts yesterday in the heat and they were heavy and it was a grind and I was just like, I don't want to do the last set. I don't want to do the last set. And I made myself do it. And say it's that knowledge that you can push yourself that far. Nobody else can push you that far. Like, it doesn't
yeah,
matter what anybody says to me now to my face. And it's like, whatever. Like, you
yeah.
will never push me further than I've pushed myself, believe me.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I love that way of thinking really pushes me at training. Like when I'm like, oh God, I can't be arsed. And I think, nah, you need to make it hard for yourself. Don't let other people make it hard. Make it
Oh
hard for
God,
yourself now.
yeah. I am a big fan of the train hard, compete easy principle. Like, if you can make it harder for yourself in training, then you need to. Just not like absolutely brutal in terms of the weights, but just make things a little bit more difficult than they need to be. And then you come to comp day and you go, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this.
Yeah, 100%. I absolutely love that. Class, they were great. They were great highs. My favorite type of highs, those ones. Right. Well, let's ruin the good vibes then and
Really good
move on to
vibes
the
and
shit
below.
ones. Let's go to the lows then. What have your lows been?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think I think one of the lows, and it's a persistent low, everybody has it, probably 4 or 5 weeks out from comp, is that bloody meltdown. That like,
Yeah.
why am I doing this? I'm not good enough, help. And it usually lasts one session, like at worst, maybe two. Um, and I know logically what's happening. And it's 9 times out of 10, there's a hormonal link as well. Cause, you know, like you stick hormones into the mix as women, and as well as like a little element of self doubt, big comp coming up, all the anticipation. And it's like the perfect storm of sitting in the corner of the gym crying on a sandbag. Um,
Yeah.
that low, but it's not low enough to stop me doing what I do. I
Yeah.
just wish it'd bugger off. But I'm 4 weeks out from comp at the moment, haven't had a meltdown. Fingers crossed, it's all going well. Um, fingers crossed. So that I think that's a low because that is a really crap feeling
Yeah.
um, to repeatedly put yourself through.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
the thing for me. I have to keep reminding myself this is a choice. Nobody is actually making me do this. I don't get paid to do this. I'm not sponsored. Nobody's saying to me, you should go and do this. I'm doing this by choice. Therefore, I'm choosing to put myself in a situation where I'm having a meltdown every couple of months.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a low because it feels really shite at the time. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the only other low that I've experienced, and it's really hard to put into words because it's hard to describe it, but it's also the community in a
Right. Yeah.
way, like in the opposite height. And I think it's as the sport has grown, and which is a good thing, it's brought in a lot of people who are perhaps not as community focused as those of us who have been in it for a while or have come into the sport for different reasons. I've seen behaviour towards myself and towards other people at competitions that I don't think is in keeping with the sport. That's a bit
Yeah.
mean girl, a bit bitchy. Ultimately, yeah, it's great to want to win. It's great to go, do you know what? I want to do this. I want to qualify for this comp. I want to move up to another level, but you don't have to tread on other people to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you will never make yourself bigger by knocking other people down. And I've
Yeah.
seen that behaviour. It's been aimed at me before, and I've seen it aimed at other people. And I just think that's unfortunately, as the sport grows, you end up with a wider pool of people, you end up with a wider pool of personalities, and some of those personalities are going to be the sort of people who will try and knock other people down. So I think
Yeah.
for me, the low has been seeing that happen in the sport in the last few years. I think by and large, it's still really supportive. Like there's nothing quite like that little extra spur on to go and lift something when you've got 3 or 4 of your competitors screaming at you to do it. And you know that if
Yeah.
you do it, you're probably knocking one of them off a podium, knocking off a podium position or taking some points off them, but they're still shouting at you to go out and do it. And you think there's nothing quite like that.
Yeah.
But you've
Yeah.
also got the people that are standing there hoping you fail.
Yeah.
And it's those people that I just think it's not saying they don't belong in the sport, but it's those sort of people that as the sport grows, you're always going to get that kind of personality come in. And it's,
Yeah.
for me, it's a bit of a low.
Yeah, I can relate to you with that, and I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because just in life in general, you're never going to get on with everybody, are you?
Mm,
There's always going to be people, and I know,
yeah.
like, I'm not going to sit here and be like everyone I've met in Strongman I get along with really well, because I
Oh,
know
God,
there'll
yeah.
be people who hear this and go, yeah, fucking, she's a bitch. I fucking hate that Becca Morgan. She's a dickhead. Absolutely fair. Like, I'll take that. And you're never going to get along with everybody, but I do agree with you. It's difficult, isn't it? And it's finding that balance of being able to be competitive and wanting yourself to do well, but also enjoying the fact that other people are going to
Yeah.
do well. And I think that's where you draw the line, isn't it? Like, I know if I go to a competition, even if I don't particularly like the people that I'm competing with, I want them to do well because I
Yeah.
want to know that if I beat them, I've beat them at their best. I've not beat
And
them at
that's
their
the thing.
worst.
It's that integrity of competition is knowing that it's fair and square. Like, I don't want to beat somebody because they were injured or they had a really crap day. I want to beat somebody because on the day I was stronger at those events than they were. That's
100%.
that's the true win.
Yeah. And I always relate this back to as well. So, like, it's interesting because I know there'll be people, I'm trying to think of myself, like, reflectively in this scenario, because I know there'll be people thinking, that's what that Becca Morgan's like. She's a fucking bitch. she likes people to do badly, so she wins. Yes. No, I'll outrightly put it out there. I love winning. It's one of my favorite things about competing. It's probably one of the only reasons I'm still actually competing is because I love fucking winning. But so I remember Europe's a couple of years ago, there was a monster dumbbell in there, and I think it was 50 kilos or something. There was only me and a couple of other girls who hit it, and there was loads of zeros. And I got interviewed after the event, and I said, like, oh, well, I'm buzzing because loads of people have zeroed it and I've hit it. So, like, it's given me extra points or whatever. And I then got called out a couple of times by a few different people by saying that, because I'd said that exact thing. And I do agree, like, yeah, that was a bit of a sore winner type of vibe to have. And I would have actually
But I
liked
also
it
don't think
more
that's a
if,
bad thing to say
well, yeah,
because
but then again, if the dumbbell had been 40 and everyone else had hit 1 or 2 reps, I'd have still got 7 or 8. So, like, it was because I was stronger. It was just unfortunate that the decision for the overhead, again by official strongman, as always in the women's side, was ridiculous. It was really too heavy.
yeah, I'll be honest, that's put me off trying for anything OSG wise, like Europe. And I probably wouldn't go to America to do worlds, but I've looked at Europe's a couple of times and just looked at even masters weights and just gone, bloody hell. That's
Yeah,
like
it's
crazy,
crazy.
crazy weight.
It's the only thing that, like, this is one of the reasons, especially like natural worlds this year. One of the main reasons I'm not doing that is because there's 2 overheads, there's a log and a circus dumbbell, and yeah, they're heavy, but it doesn't make it enough for me to be able to win that comp. So I was like, fuck doing natural worlds. Europe's though, deadlift ladder, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be mint at that. Yeah. And loads of people are gonna zero it, so therefore I've probably got a decent shot of winning that comp this year. So,
but then
like,
there's nothing wrong with playing to your strengths. It's like saying entering comps that you stand a chance at. I mean, we ultimately we're not competing because we enjoy competing. We're competing because we enjoy winning.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm with you. But there's a way that you can do that and be supportive of your fellow competitors, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, you haven't got picking up points on somebody because they made a mistake or you were just stronger on the day. That's one thing. Picking up points on somebody because they had an injury or something went terribly wrong, that and being then pleased about it, that's another thing. I think, I've picked up points on somebody where, say they've just made a mistake, like they haven't waited for a down command on an overhead and they've lost a rep. Otherwise we'd have been head and head, neck and neck. And I've been like, yeah, do you know what? I'll take that. That's how I want to pick up a point. They made just a little bit of a mistake. Or I just managed to squeeze one last rep out before the whistle blew. You don't want to pick up points on somebody because they're not at their best.
Yeah, or they've injured themselves. I know. Well, it's same like when I called Jess Tate out for not finishing the farmers run at UK's, instantly was like, you haven't crossed the line there. And like, if it had been anybody other than Jess, I knew Jess would take it well. If it had been someone I didn't know very well, there's no way I'd have made that much of a fuss. Like, a prime example in England, the scores had been put in wrong, and it was like, I think it was they'd put in someone else had beat me instead, and instead of kick up a fuss, I went to the appeals board and I just very politely said to them, look, I'm really sorry, I think there's been a bit of a mix up here, like, but I'm not going to cause a big scene about it, like, I'm not really that bothered anyway. And they changed it, and like, I think that's the way to do it, isn't it? Like,
you've got to call stuff like that out.
Yeah, but you can pick and choose, because you don't want to do it to make the other person look a dick or try and make them feel worse about themselves, like, unless it's Jess. No, I'm joking. I love you, Jess.
I mean, that's the thing, and I think one of the great things about this sport is because, inevitably you end up competing against the same people time and time and time again, because you're either in the weight class together or you're in the same sort of area. You do get to a point where you can have that sort of level of friendly rivalry, calling each other out and a little bit of trash talk here and there. But it's all very good fun, and ultimately you're supportive of each other. And I can remember I did UK and Irelands at Galway in 2023. And I can remember PJ, who's one of the strong women that I've known from the get-go, because she used to work at PTS and she was sort of there when I did my first comp. And we're quite close. I mean, she's probably coming up half my body weight, and she's older than me, but we're evenly matched strength-wise. She's like mad strong for her size. And she just looked at me on the farmers and she was like, my God, I'm going to make you fucking go fast if you think you're going to beat me on this. But you know what? That was the fastest farmers I ever did because I had her to chase.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's what you need. Somebody that's like, I'm going to make you step your game up if you think you're going to beat me here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's
then,
the
doing that at the
friendly,
stone, we were
isn't
both
it?
screaming at each other. We couldn't get the damn thing off the ground. It was like a bloody bar of soap. It's a brand new tacky stone, and it was a hot day, and the tacky turned to oil. I was like, it's like trying to pick up a 90-kilo bar of soap. It's just not fucking happening.
Yeah, it was. To be fair, that 2023 UK's was like the hottest fucking day ever, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like
I
I feel like
honestly looked like a mash of bacon at the end of the day. It was just like
yeah.
red and white stripes.
And that was one of the first times I got drug tested for natural strongman. And I remember Aisha being like, I need you to piss into this cup at the end of the comp. And I was like, no way, mate. I've got no piss left inside me. I think it took me about 40 minutes to piss. Like literally that much in the cup. I was so dehydrated. I was like,
I was going to say, that was one hell of a day. That was such a cool combo. I loved it.
Oh, it was mint that. They were the best trophies Natural Strongman have ever done as well. They were the coolest ones so far.
I can't remember what they were like. I didn't get anywhere near trophy points, but I can't remember what they were like, to be honest.
They were big. It's the big metal ones. No, they were metal. They were like a big metal shield with like a big thing on the top of it. It was like
I remember now. Yeah,
really sick.
Cool.
Yeah, they were the coolest trophies I've ever. Well, one of the coolest trophies I've ever won. I really like them ones. But yeah, it was a cool comp that. But yeah, I agree with you. I like that. I like that Strongwoman low. It's a good one because we've not talked about that on the podcast. And I think it's important to show like the other side of the community. Like the majority is friendly and supportive, but you're always going to get that little bit. It's
just that remembering like not everybody's your friend.
Yeah.
Like there are unfortunately people out there who are waiting for you to fall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to me, that's not what the sport's about. We're putting ourselves out there doing really difficult shit. And let's face it, there's probably only 0.1% of people doing this that are getting paid to do it. The rest of us are doing it because we enjoy it. It's like, don't sit there and wish bad on people or trash talk them in a mean way. If you're going to trash talk somebody, make sure it's somebody that can take it as a bit of banter and expect it to come back at you at some point as well.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, no, totally agree. I think that's very good advice. Very good advice moving forward. I'll put it out there now.
Don't take my advice. You'll have been our world.
Well, that's the next bit we're moving on to anyway. But I will say now, if anyone feels personally victimized by my competitive trash talk, then let me know. I'll probably tell you to fuck off, but let me know. But right, okay, let's move on to the third question then. So that is, what would you say to yourself when you first started the sport?
I would say be careful who you listen to. Because I think, so one thing that was said to me, which I was a bit crap, was somebody basically saying that they are surprised that I haven't gone further than I have in the sport, considering I've been doing it so long, basically saying you're still not that good at it.
Rude.
I was a bit like, whatever. A lot of that is lack of confidence when I was starting out, but also listening to people who probably didn't know much more than I did, but because they knew a little bit more than I did, I thought they were experts. I listened to everything that they said and ended up probably training in a way that was not really the right way for me. So I think if you want, and at the time I hadn't thought, oh, do you know what? I want to try and see how far I can take this. I want to get to, I didn't know what OSG was when I started out. I was just like, it was a comp that's 10 miles down the road from me and I get a free t-shirt, sign me up. But I think if you, in your early days, if you are like, I want to go to world level at this, I want to see how far I can take it, get a coach, get a good coach, like somebody who is already a proven athlete or can show you evidence of people that they've got to the level you want to go to. As an example, so I did my own programming for the first 7.5, 8 years of doing this, and it was stuff I learned on the internet, stuff people told me, doing my own research, like trying to hit 1 rep max every couple of weeks and getting pissed off because it wasn't going up. For the last 2 years, I've been coached by Chloe Brennan, and I've made more progress in 2 years than I made in the 8 before that.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like quality of movement, consistency of movement, weights that were my max now feeling quite easy for reps and stuff like that. And just having somebody just steering me to go, this is, this is what you need to do, and this is the orders to do it in, and this is the frequencies to do it in. It was 2 years for me going, hang on a minute, I've made more. I didn't think I could make more progress, and I've suddenly made absolutely bloody loads. I'm going it
Yeah.
alone again now, but that's more because I don't know where the next couple of years are going to take me competition wise. This year I'm doing nothing national. Next year I probably won't either. I'm just doing like 3 local comps this year, and that's it. So it didn't feel like the right time for me to be coached
Yeah.
anymore. But yeah, just get a coach, listen to the right people. Don't listen to some gym bro that's telling you like, if you want to compete in this, you've got to eat 5,000 calories a day and do like bicep curls. And it's just like, I'm looking back, I'm like, God, some of the advice I took was absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
Um, or following people on social media who you perceive to be an expert because they have some experience, but actually they really don't know much.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got to be really selective about who you listen to and what you listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's really good advice. And I do think as well, like the coaching, I mean, you can get really far coaching yourself, like and
Yeah,
as well, I think there's a very relevant point there to be said about actually like where do you want to go with the sport? Do you want to, is it a hobby and do you happy doing local competitions, or are you shooting for World's Strongest Woman? Are you shooting for OSG? Like you need to sort of make those decisions, and that can change year on year. I know it does for
yeah,
me. Like sometimes some years I'm like, fuck this. I can't be arsed doing this. I'm going to only do certain bits. I'm going to do certain things. And that's absolutely fine. Like the goalposts can change because that's the beauty of it being a hobby. You
yeah,
can be as invested or not as invested as you want.
yeah. As I say, if you want to step back, there's no shame in going, actually, I don't want to do this level anymore. And I was lucky in some respects that I programmed and coached myself to, England's natties a couple of times, UK and Ireland's, Brits Masters. Did I have much success in terms of podium places? No, but I enjoyed it, and I got myself to a point where I could do all of the events. But there was very little structure to any of it. And I think had I made a decision earlier, I would have gone further.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of me that's like, I don't really want to go that far with it. I enjoy the training process as much as I enjoy competing. I'm quite happy if I can do a few local comps and maybe dip in and out of natties once in a while. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think that leads us on nicely to the one of the questions I wanted to ask you before, which was how have you stayed consistently in this sport for 10 years? Because it's a long time to stay in this sport. So
Um,
what do you think the reasons are for being able to stay in it for this long?
Sheer bloody mindedness. Just like I am stubborn. I am stubborn as hell. Like somebody once described me saying I've got absolutely no quit in me, and I think they were probably right. Which is, you'll prize a barbell out of my dead hands. It's as simple as that. I've got no quit. I enjoy it, and that's the thing for me. It is enjoyment, but how do I stay consistent? There's been an element of luck. There's been an element of somehow managing to stay relatively injury free in terms of serious injury. I've had to work around lots of niggles, but I've never had anything that's completely had to wipe me out of training for any length of time.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's enjoyment. That's what keeps me coming back to it. There's, I talk about like the stress of like the comp prep and the meltdowns and everything else. Ultimately, the enjoyment of it outweighs all of that.
yeah,
I still keep coming back. And it is just that I feel like I've found my place as a sport. I've tried so many different things before. I've done a triathlon, I've done long distance swimming, I've done half marathons, I've done obstacle racing, I was involved in motorsport for a while. And this just kind of feels like home for me. It's like where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what keeps me going with it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, and I think it's so true, isn't it? I think if you enjoy the training and you enjoy the journey as well, it makes such a big difference to the
Oh God,
whole
yeah.
sport. Because
Yeah.
I feel like if someone told me I couldn't compete again, I'd be like, okay. If they told me I couldn't train again, I'd be like, what? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
same, same. I enjoy competing. I mean, people always laugh at me on comp day because I'm like the one that say I'm chilled out, not nervous, eating normally. Like I don't get comp day nerves. But that's
Yeah,
because I enjoy competing. I look forward to it. Like I just want comp day to be here so I can enjoy the day. Because for me, it's like the icing on the cake of a prep. It's like cool. I get to show off what I've done now. I can go out there and actually like do all of the events. And there are some, I'm not going to lie, that I'm like, yes, I'm excited now because I don't have to do that again. Once I've done it today, I don't have to do that again because training it was brutal.
yeah,
So I don't really kind of get that nerves thing. So I think if somebody said to me, you can't compete anymore, I'd be a little bit gutted, but nowhere near as gutted as if somebody said I couldn't train. And if somebody said I can't compete in Strongwoman, I'll just go and do something else. Like I'll go and
yeah,
be like average at another sport. I did a CrossFit comp as well. I was like, I can be really average at that.
yeah. I don't know, like fucking CrossFit, next level. That's fucking well
Way
hard.
I have no gymnastic skills, but I like the CrossFit kind of like speed mentality, high rep, high volume stuff. I actually quite enjoyed it. It was a masters team comp that I did, so it was absolutely not like CrossFit game stuff that you see. It wasn't anywhere near that level. It was sort of shared reps between three of us, but it was fun. And
Yeah.
I'd quite happily go and do that as a sport instead.
You're welcome to that. I did one team's comp with Jenny and Eliza, and it nearly killed me. I nearly died. Genuinely, nearly died. I'll never do it again. Never be
God, no.
convinced again.
No,
Even though I'm
I love
actually
that
all right
sort
at
of stuff.
cardio now, but not that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Kill me.
it's extreme. It's the gymnastic stuff for me, like handstand walks, pull-ups, muscle-ups. No, not happening. But anything that involves chucking weight around quickly or shuttle runs or skipping or anything like that, I'm there. I'm all over it.
Mental, absolutely mental, but I love it. No, I think it's really inspirational. I think it's been awesome to hear about like your journey in the sport, and it's just so cool. I love it when people have been in the sport for like a long period of time, because I just think you get
Yeah.
so much insight into like staying in. And I know you've said like, oh, look, I don't feel like I've got very far in this sport, but you have, because you've stayed in this sport for 10 years,
Yeah,
and like
that's the
that
thing. It's
that in
like, in
itself is
terms of
impressive.
level, maybe not, but longevity, yeah, there's not a lot of people that have been doing it. There's probably only a handful of us that have actually been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I think that in itself is so impressive, just being able to show the consistency of staying at something that is so difficult. Like, it's not like we all love it and we all enjoy it, but that doesn't make it any less difficult. It doesn't make that sport any less hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
still
was going
hard
to
as
say,
fuck.
it's really tough. And the problem is, we're getting stronger, it just gets bloody harder. It's
Yeah,
like
I know.
somebody that I trained with said to me a little while ago, I can't remember, I was doing some heavy deadlifts or something, and they were like, "Oh, like, at what point does it get easy lifting this kind of weight?" I was like, "Oh, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't get easier. You just get more capable of lifting it." And they just looked at me as if to say, like, "Why are you doing this then?" I was like, it doesn't lifting the weight doesn't get easier as you get stronger." It's
Yeah.
like, you know, a 150 deadlift's never going to feel light. It's always going to feel like 150 kilos. You just become
Yeah.
capable of lifting it.
I know,
It
it's crazy. I've had to have this conversation with myself quite recently, because I've got to a point where I was like, my working sets are so heavy on stuff now. I'm like, this is unbearable. Like, I can't do this. And I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna feel heavy because it is fucking heavy.
it's
Like,
heavy.
you're
Yeah.
just more capable, so you have to just deal with it now. And it is that mindset shift of being like, right, well, you're just more capable, so now just got to fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is when it gets hard, it's like, it's not going to get easier as you get stronger. It's
Nah,
just, you just get
nah.
used to it being harder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just get
Swear,
used to
God,
it being harder
psychotherapists
and
would have a
heavier.
field day with people that compete in strong women. They'd be like, "You lot are absolutely mental."
Oh, 100%, yeah. There's a lot of, I feel like that's the biggest reason a lot of us are in this, just mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. It's better than therapy.
I was going to say cheaper, but it's probably not, actually.
I'm not sure it's cheaper than therapy, but it's probably better than therapy.
Probably more
It's like,
expensive.
brush problems under the carpet, go throw some weights about.
Nah, amazing. Oh, I love that. That's such a good episode. That's been really good. So let's move on to everybody's. Actually, no. Do you have any final thoughts of Strongwoman first of all before we move on to silly goosery?
I think, I mean, if there is somebody watching this that is undecided about whether to try it, just try it. Like, I am evangelical about strength sports, and I really think if you can, you should do a strongwoman or strongman comp. Just find a beginner's comp. Don't worry if you can't lift the weights now. Do 3 months training for it and just dive in, because there is nothing like it. I really think everybody should try to understand what that feeling is like when you push yourself that hard.
Hell yeah. I totally agree.
That's kind of my only thought on it, is it's got to be tried at some point.
You just got to see, haven't you? You've just got to
Yeah.
see if you like it. It's like everything. You got to just try stuff once. Some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
most stuff.
Yeah. Try everything once. If it doesn't kill you, try it again.
Exactly. I love that. Perfect. That's great
Never
advice.
take my advice. You might die.
I think that's been belting advice. I think that's been really, really good advice. Right, let's move on to the final part of the podcast then. So everybody's favourite, the silly goose section.
Silly goose. It's silly goose time, where our lips get loose and our minds run free. Silly goose. It's silly goose time, where we chat a load of shit that's of absolutely no use. It's silly goose time.
So prior to this, you've already told me that you don't have a silly goose that you've got for the table. So we will go straight on to mine. So mine has come from camping trips. So my husband's just been camping for a little bit, and then my mum's actually camping this weekend. And we were talking about what used to scare you. I think as well, I've seen this on a reel. I feel like it's just been a floating thought in my head for a few weeks now. What is the biggest thing that would scare you going to the toilet on a camping trip? So, you know, when you're in your tent on a night time and you wake up in the middle of the night, like 3-4 o'clock, and you're like, fuck, I've got to go to the toilet, I need a wee. What are you scared of at that point? What's the biggest fear?
Oh, are we talking like wild camping? So like going for a pee in the woods?
Yeah, you're in the middle. You can be wherever
You're
you
not
want.
in a campsite with a toilet block.
Yeah, no, you're not on a campsite. No, you're in the wild. You're in the wild. You
in
can
the
be on
wild.
mountains.
What
You can be
scares
in the
me?
woods. Be on the beach. You can be wherever you want. But what would your initial fear be when you'd be like, fuck?
Oh, probably spiders or creepy crawlies. Like I'm not generally like scared of bugs kind of person. I'm not bothered about them. But in the dark, like if I've pulled my pants down, I've crouched down for a wee, and I feel something touch my leg, it's game over. I'm like, like I'm screaming and running around with my pants around my ankles, probably falling over and breaking my leg, which would be a more realistic fear. But yeah, it would be like a spider or a bug or something.
That's fairly fair. See, the other night, so I've got some funny bug stories at the moment. The other night, I moved my pillows, and there was a spider in between my pillows, just laid there, like chilling, doing its own thing. But I'm not scared of spiders. I'm a spider picker up of me, so I'm not. But I wasn't bothered. I was just like, oh, I'll just get you out of there. I was like, I don't want them in my ears.
Oh God.
Like, so I did move him, but I thought, like, I'm not going to kill it. I just put him back outside. But yeah, I wouldn't be happy if a spider went in my ear or in my mouth or something while I was asleep. That would upset me. But that would upset me if anything did that.
Yeah, I'm not terrified of spiders, and generally other bugs don't bother me, but I wouldn't necessarily I'd slide a paper under it and put it in a glass, but I wouldn't pick it up with bare hands.
Oh no! See,
but it would be if I couldn't see it. Like, there's nothing worse for me. Like going to your bedroom and there's a massive spider on the ceiling, and walk out to go and get something to get rid of it, and you come back and it's not there, and I'm like, where the fuck did that go? Now I spend the next 3 nights sitting there staring at the ceiling, going, where did it go? Where is it?
Where are you? See, I'm a bit like I've got a ranking order of spiders because my house has loads of those little skinny spiders. You know, the really,
Oh
really
yeah.
tiny ones, and they make those horrible, shitty webs. They're just fucking everywhere. They're all over my
Yeah,
house, and
we get a lot of those. We're out in the countryside and they're just like they're prolific web builders. You can dust
yeah,
and like 2 hours later I'm like, where the hell did that come from? And there's like this spindly thing crawling about. Bloody things.
yeah, and they're just
But then
shit spiders. Like they
they're
don't
not
really
really
catch any
spiders though.
flies.
They're like daddy
Well,
longlegs without wings.
yeah, they are, and they're just garbage. Like if they caught flies, I'd be all good, but they don't. Like, and it's actually like a bit of a letdown. I'm like, fuck's sake. And I found out that those ones kill the big house spiders because I used to have loads of big house spiders, which I do like because they kill flies. So I was like, yeah, run wild in my house. But the little spindly ones kill the big house
Oh, I
spiders.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. So I need to work out how to get rid of the spindly spiders and get the house spiders back. And I also currently have moth infestation in my house.
I
So
don't like moths.
yeah, well, this is big. What I've done currently is so that I've got a sheep wool skin thing that I'd had made, and I left it in one of like in the spare room. Yeah, we went in the other day, and I was like, "There's fucking moths everywhere in this house. Why is there fucking moths everywhere?" Went into there, checked it, full of moths.
Oh
It's
no,
like
they're all living in that. Ugh. Yeah,
they're all
moths.
living in
Actually,
it.
do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to change my answer. It's not bloody spiders crawling up my legs and my bum when I'm going for a wee. It's bloody moths.
Yeah, they are. To be fair, I don't mind moths, but they are a bit shit, and
They just
I
fly at your
haven't.
fence.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
It's
what's
because of
that
the
about?
light, though.
Also,
It's
like you can probably
so
can't tell this. My
stupid.
hair's. I've got a lot of hair and it's quite curly, and I had them get stuck in my hair once, and it was horrible. And it was a big moth, and also their
Oh,
bodies—they've got no business being that big.
yeah,
I
they
don't
are
like
fat.
them.
Some of them, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like really chunky things. I don't know. Not
Yeah,
moths.
no, they're not my least favorite, but they're just a bit annoying. And I hate the light thing. I hate that if you've got any lights on, they all just congregate. Like that just
Yeah.
pisses me off. Like I just think that's so stupid. But
Yeah, they
I'm like,
are. They are not the
stupid
most
moths.
intelligent animal, are they? It's all
No,
light bulb. Bang.
no, but yeah, I need to sort out my moth problem because currently what I did is I just shut the door. I just shut the door and went, that seems like a problem that I can
I
sort
mean,
out in a
can't
few
see them. It's
days.
not a
So,
problem.
yeah, and the only problem is the door doesn't quite shut because all my house is old, so like the door doesn't sit perfectly in the jamb. So there is a couple of little gaps, and every now and then there'll just be a few moths fly through.
Oh
But
no.
when you open that room, oh, it's like Lord of the Flies. There's fucking moths. It's out of control. But I know what I'm going to have to do is get rid of that stupid sheepskin. And then I'm probably going to have to fumigate the room. And then I'm going to have to wash all of the soft furnishings that are in it. And you know,
And
when
they'll
you're like,
get into everything.
I know. And to be honest, I've sacrificed pretty much everything that's in that room at this point. So I know at some point I need to be an adult
Go
and
in
sort
there,
it. But
throw everything out the window, moths will follow, and then you can
yeah.
get rid of them.
That's not a bad shout, actually. That's not a bad shout. There's loads of my old gym gear in there as well, like SBD sleeves and stuff. And I'm like, fuck, I should probably go and get them and save them. But
Oh god, yeah. Yeah,
it's
those
too
are too
late.
expensive now.
Yeah, no. Well, luckily, I mean, mine aren't expensive because I bought them all secondhand off someone. For like a £5 or a £10. I was like, you're not
Oh,
using
that's
them.
not so
I'll have
bad. I
them.
had to buy some new ones last year. I was like, hell.
Yeah, spenny, real spenny.
Yeah.
There's just been a video someone had posted. I think it was a kid called Josh Lingard had posted a video saying why the clothes so expensive because hoodies are like 95 quid, and I was like, that is fair.
Oh my god.
It is
That is
quite expensive.
expensive.
And I really wish they'd just bring out some like innovative gear, like something a bit different instead of just the same stuff in different colours. Like the new one, the Serenity one that they've just brought out. Shit.
It's a bit, yeah. I mean, it's nice that it's not black and red because a lot of strongman stuff is black and red. It gets
Yeah.
a bit boring. But yeah, it's the same stuff in a different colorway. It'd be nice to see some different kit.
Yeah,
But then I
yeah.
suppose because I think they're IPF affiliated, so I suppose they've got to be quite careful about what they do bring out because of their affiliation with powerlifting. It's all got to be bloody, I don't know,
Yeah.
however it works, but it has to be licensed or something like that. So it's got to be certain specs. So I don't know if maybe that restricts them from bringing new products out.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame, really. But I'm not. I mean, I've got an SBD belt, and I like sort of buy into it, and it's good kit. It's like really good quality
It is
stuff.
good
Like
quality. I've invested in an SBD belt, and it's
it's
so
worth it, innit?
versatile because you can use it with an underbelt. You can change the size of it really easily without having to unscrew the fittings and stuff. But yeah, it's just eye-watering prices.
Yeah, I know. We did. We've gone a bit sensible on that silly goose. It
Yeah,
got
I
a
was
bit
going to
too
say it's all
sensible
of a
there,
sudden
didn't
very
it?
sensible.
Got carried away with my ridiculous insect stories, but yeah, I
Moth
don't know.
insect.
I feel like it would depend on where I was camping to what I would be scared of in the middle of the night, because it would either been between ghosts or bears. I think ghosts or bears would be my issue. But bears are obviously
Ghosts,
only going to be specific to if I
you're
was camping somewhere where bears were.
probably not going to get bears in England.
Nah, not at all.
Oh,
So if it was specifically just the UK, it would be ghosts. But to be fair, I don't feel like ghosts are that high up on my list. Strangers would be the other one,
yeah,
like
I mean, if
lunatics.
we're taking people into the equation, I think biggest fear would actually be another human.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
taking people out of the equation and also animals that want to kill you because you're not in a country with animals that want to kill you. Some sort of insects getting stuck in my hair,
yeah,
crawling up my leg, and not being able to see it 'cause it's dark,
yeah. I'm with you on
and
that.
then being like,
Rats,
was that
rats would
just like a
suck.
rats would be pretty crap.
Yeah, I'd hate to bump into a rat while I was trying to wee.
Mm,
That would be
yeah,
upsetting.
yeah. It's in the dark. It's that not knowing if something touches your skin. It's like, was that just a little gnat that's just landed and flown away again, or is it like a snake or
Yeah,
a giant moth or a massive spider?
yeah. No,
Yeah, so I'd be
I'm
like,
sort of with you on that. Yeah.
I'd just like an absolute flappy mess. I'd just be like arms windmilling everywhere, screaming, "Get off
See,
me!" It's like
I
a
feel like
fly.
I'm the opposite. I'm like a freeze person when when I get really scared. I just stop moving. Like I'll just go still. I die instantly. Like I'm not good at that self-preservation. We went to I went to a Fear Factor thing with me cousins and my sister once at not Fountains Abbey, Forbidden Corner, where they chase you through the stuff, and I just stand still. I like it's not
No, see,
good for
I'm the opposite. I'm like one of these people. If I get
your
frightened, I
fight.
will flap or will fight. So I've always wanted to go to this place not far from us that do like a Halloween night, and it's one of these themed things where like people chase after with chainsaws and stuff. I've always kind of wanted to do it, but I'm also worried that my instinct would be if one of them cornered me or chased after me, I would just turn around and go at them.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I thought I was that way inclined, which is so I put my hands in my pockets just in case, because I just didn't want to accidentally lash out at somebody. Turns out I just don't do anything anyway. I just stand really still and go, I just stop, stop harassing me, stop. I'm literally no use. Oh, like my cousins were gone. They just ran. All of them had ran,
oh
and I was
God.
stood at the back, the guy with a chainsaw, no chain on it, like shouting at me, and I'm just there, like, I'm
Oh
sorry.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't good.
I can't guarantee what I do, but I think my instinct when frightened is to lash out.
Yeah, probably best not to
And I'd
try,
be
not
like,
to test it out just in
not to
case.
push
Then
it. I put myself through a Halloween horror thing.
I know. I feel like it's sad that Halloween's only 1 month of the year, isn't it? Really, you
Yeah.
can only really celebrate it over. Because I'd love to watch scary stuff all year round. I know you can,
Yeah,
but
the
like,
scary
it's not
films.
the vibe, is it?
No, but then it's special because it's only a short period.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I really like camping, and I feel like I wouldn't be scared camping in summertime at all. But if I camped in like October around Halloween, I probably would be a bit scared.
Yeah, I think that time of year could be a bit scary because it's sort of spooky season, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, I'd love to. There's apparently a haunted cave near us that I really want to go and camp out at on Halloween night and take a Ouija
I'll
board
do
down
it.
there, but no one will do it with me, and I don't think I'm brave enough to do it on my own. So if anyone who's listening is like, yeah, that sounds like a vibe, then give me a shout because I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I'm just too
That
scared to
does
do it on my
sound,
own.
yeah, that does sound like scary but fun.
Yeah, I feel like I'm asking for bother,
Sounds
but
fun.
that's the sort of the reason that I'm doing it because I want bother. Do you,
Fine, I
but
don't want trouble, but I do.
Yeah. Don't want trouble, but also sort of do. Yeah, absolutely. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I think so.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Oh
I've
yeah.
got no evidence that they exist, but I do believe in something like there's something like that. I think there's so much we don't understand about the world and how it works that I think until somebody can absolutely categorically disprove it, there is a part of me that's like, yeah, I kind of believe that something.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you explain things like deja vu and stuff like that? It's, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm exactly the same. I can't disprove it, but I also can't prove it. So I'm just grey area. But I'd love them to be real. I want them to be real. I'd love to see a ghost.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see a ghost. I'd love to have something unexplained happen to me so that I could then be like, yes, definitely, they are definitely real.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice to be able to see something that proved it completely, that you couldn't write off as being, was it just a shadow or was it just a noise caused by something else?
Yeah.
But I think
Like, I
that's
don't
part
want.
of what makes like paranormal so fascinating, is that nobody can prove it or disprove it. So it's quite it's easy to believe in it if you want to believe in it, or convince yourself that something is actually a ghost when it's in fact a tree branch scratching on a window.
Yeah, I know.
I have done that.
I feel like I'd have to have irrefutable proof as well. Like, I don't want a poltergeist in my house or something stupid like that. Like, because that would just piss me off. Like, that's just going to annoy me. But like something, just someone wandering around in my house where I'm like, who's that? And then I'm like, oh, hang on, that must be a ghost. There's no one here. Like, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I love how I'm like, I hate scary stuff, but also I love scary stuff.
Yeah.
I hate being scared, but I
don't know.
love
There
it.
is that sort of fear, isn't there, when you sense something a bit weird going on? It's like, oh, and you get that like back of the neck feeling. But yeah, at the same time, it's something I think we're drawn to.
Yeah, I feel like it's been ages since I've been like properly like scared, like a proper paranormal scared, like probably since I was a kid. Like I've not had anything. And our house is an old spooky house, but it's just got no scary vibes whatsoever. I feel like I need to go and do some scary stuff to try and really spook myself
Go
again.
and camp out in that cave.
That's the plan. This October, if there's people listening and there's people thinking, I'd be up for a bit of that, give me a shout. We'll get a plan together. We'll do it. There's many people have said they'll come and do it and then bitched out at the last minute, and I'm well up for it, but I need people to say yes to doing it. So
I do it except for camping bits. I don't really do camping.
You're missing out. Camping's sick. It's
Like
so
I'd
much
happily
fun.
sit in the cave as long as I don't have to actually like set up any sort of camp. I like sit in the cave for a few hours and then go to the nearest hotel.
Oh no! You need to wait because it's going to be like middle of the night, isn't it? 1-2 o'clock. Might have to go to sleep. I can't be bothered waiting up the whole night. Like I might get bored, so I might have to have a little nap, and then the ghosts can wake me up and be like, "What are you?" And I'll be like, "Cool, I'll get the Ouija board." Anyway, right. Well, we brought it back round to being silly, didn't we? We got that.
That was definitely silly. Like complete conversation about ghosts.
I love ghosts. Ghosts are one of my favourite topics of conversations, to be honest. I feel like you find out a lot about people if you ask them about whether they believe in ghosts.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But anyway, right, back to normality, back to Strongman then. So where can people find you if they want to follow you along with your journey? And if you've got anything to promote or if you want to plug anything, then plug it now.
So I'll give a shout out to the gym that I train at, which is IB Gym or Imperial Bodies Gym in Daventry. I've been there for like the last sort of 8 years, and it's a cracking place. Also, if you want a good comp to do, I will give their comp plug, which is the Heart of England Strength Cup on the, I want to say 9th of August. I am currently the only woman entered in Opens.
Oh,
so like, come and have a go. I am very, very beatable. On the base, I actually can't do two of the 5 events right now, so very beatable. I don't want to take a win by default. I want to have a battle with somebody, even if we're battling for first and second place. There are still some spaces available, so yeah, a bit of a shout out for those guys. They do run a really good comp. It's a great facility. It's really friendly. And unfortunately, unlike some gym comps I've been to, we've got like more than one toilet cubicle there's a ladies and there's a gents, and they're kept clean, and there's always toilet roll.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It shouldn't be a thing, but it's a thing.
Selling point,
Because I think
that.
we've all done our fair share of comps where the queue for the toilet's been 15 minutes and you get in there and you're like, no. I'm just
Yeah,
not going now.
absolutely.
So give them a shout out. Yeah, if anybody does want to follow me, I am built like a barn on Instagram. Kind of post a lot of random shit, to be honest. A bit of lifting, bit of life, bit of everything. But it's not on my like really safe. It's a bit of just whatever random's going on in my life at the time. A few lifting fails, a few successes, and just general random thoughts.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I absolutely love that. Yeah. Well, I'll tag all that stuff in the show notes below. I did actually have another question for you. What do you do as a job?
I don't. I'm retired.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm one of those very lucky people that doesn't work. I'm retraining at the moment to be a PT, so I'm 3/4 of the way through my gym instructor qualification, and I'm going to go on to do PT certification as well. But no, I was very lucky to be able to retire beginning of last year. I haven't had a fucking day off since. Like,
Hell yeah,
I don't know
love
how I'm
that.
so busy. I'm just every day has got stuff. We're renovating a house. We're lucky. We live out on the edge of a village. We've got a really big garden. And we bought the house to renovation projects a couple of years ago. So my husband and I have got a lot to do, and are still doing. So like, yesterday I was out we were chopping hedges down, and also like making some stuff for fixing something else. But yeah, it's good. I probably could dedicate a bit more time to training, but I still only managed to get into the gym 2, maybe 3 times a week.
Oh, fuck that. You don't sound like you're living your best life, to be honest, Claire. So fuck
I do.
that,
I
yeah.
am enjoying life, and yeah, I'm conscious that it is a very fortunate life as well. Like, I'm lucky to be in the position that I'm in. I've worked really bloody hard, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I'm just going to sit back and chill out now and just enjoy life.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I absolutely love that. Well, thank you so much. I know that was a bit of a random question to end on, but I just realised I'd not
That's
asked
all
you,
right.
so.
That's all right.
I feel like this
a very
episode's been a
quick
bit...
random one for you as well.
Oh, go on then.
Which strongman event would you get rid of and why?
Oh no. Duckwalk. People would think I'd say deadlift, but I've actually got better at that. But Duckwalk, shit event, looks stupid, and I hate it, and it hurts the inside of your legs.
Yeah, same. I've got Duckwalk for my next comp. It's just the most undignified event in the world.
100%. It just makes us all look stupid. It makes when I see it in a comp, all I think is that comp promoter has decided to make everyone look stupid. It's not about being strong; it's about looking stupid. So Duckwalk in the bin. Don't need it.
Yeah,
not when you can have power
right
stairs.
Answer.
I'm glad we both agree on that.
Definitely the right answer. Get rid of Duckwalk.
Great way to end the podcast. Fuck Duckwalk. All the information for Claire's Instagram and the competition will be in the show notes below, so make sure to check that out. And thank you so much for being on the podcast, Claire. This has been a pleasure.
It's been fun. It's been
really
fun.
good.
Enjoyed it.
I've kept you for a very long time though, so we'll end it
here.
But I hope you guys all enjoyed that episode, and we will see you all on the next one. Goodbye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Strongwoman Highs, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support the podcast, then please give us a follow on Instagram. Or if you would like, we're also on buymeacoffee.com/Strongwoman Highs. This is where you can send us tips, or you can also join our membership area, which is $5 a month or £4 a month. It's the silly gosling level. We'll post out any extra content that we get on there, and hopefully a few little free giveaways of things as well. The podcast currently doesn't cost a lot to run, which is what we're trying to keep it as. But we would like to be able to cover our costs, and also once those costs are covered, any profit that is made on Strongwoman Highs will be getting saved up and put into a pot for future Strongwoman competitions that we can sponsor. So if you have a Strongwoman competition that you'd like to be sponsored, or if you want to be on the podcast, then give us a shout, send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube, anywhere else you can get us, and we'll get it sorted, because the more women that we can get on, the better. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye!